can't deny all of these feelings buried deep inside. I'm out of reasons and I don't know why I ever even tried to put up a fight. I can feel you flowing through my veins, taking every part, there's no escape. 'Cause I can't deny all of these feelings buried deep inside. I'm out of reasons and I don't know why I ever even tried to put up a fight. find a lover, so the bar is where I go. Me and my friends at the table doing shots, drinking faster than we talk slow. Come over and start a conversation with just me, and trust me, I'll give it a chance. Now take my hand, stop Havana Man on the jukebox, and then we start to dance. And I'm singing like, girl, you know I want your love. Your love was handmade for somebody like me. Come on now, follow my lead. I may be crazy, don't mind me. Say, boy, let's not talk too much. Grab on my waist and put that body on me. Come on now, follow my lead. Come on now, follow my lead. I'm in love with your body. 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 I'm in love with the shape of you. We push and pull like a magnet too. Although my heart is falling too. I'm in love with your body. And last night you were in my room, and now I'm bed sheets smell like you. Everything discovering something brand new. I'm in love with your body. 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 The club isn't the best place to find a lover, so the bar is where I go. Me and my friends at the table doing shots, drinking faster than we talk slow. Come over and start a conversation with just me, and trust me, I'll give it a chance. Now take my hand, stop Havana Man on the jukebox, and then we start to dance. And I'm singing like, girl, you know I want your love. Your love was handmade for somebody like me. Come on now, follow my lead. I may be crazy, don't mind me. Say, boy, let's not talk too much. Grab on my waist and put that body on me. Come on now, follow my lead. Come on now, follow my lead. I'm in love with your body. 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 I'm in love with the shape of you. We push and pull like a magnet too. Although my heart is falling too. I'm in love with This kind of love is never sober, and wandering eyes aren't meant for me. We're hypnotized and growing colder. This kind of love is not for me. I gave you all that I could give. I gave you all that I could Time is a killer, and I'm with her once again. Blind, I was blinded, and I don't see once again. Let the beat drop. blind. I was blinded, and I don't see once again. Why don't we get away, move away, you and me on the way? Let's take the first train, take the first train. Why don't we get away, go today, you and me seize the day. Let's take the first train, take the first train to California. calls myself away, away, away. I calls myself away, away. I calls myself forgetting who I am, forgetting where I'm coming from. I calls myself away, away, away. I calls myself away, away.
Hello and welcome everybody back on this beautiful Sunday evening with our main game of the evening, GG versus Royalty. A game that we've really been looking forward to casting. I am your host, Alex Rose Rammel, back again with
Back at
young
it.
Spartan X Fundavestes. And Spartan, are you excited about this game?
I'm super excited. We've seen a little bit from Gigi, we've seen a little bit from Royalty, but this is the first game that Royalty's playing against a top team. Obviously, Gigi's played against Evo already, and they went 1-1 in that. So this is going to be like the first test for Royalty, and I'm super excited to see it.
Yeah, I'm also really excited to see how Gigi step up to the plate because I think we went into the previous game between Gigi and Evo completely one-sided. Like we were like Evo's going to 2-0 them, they'll put up a fight,
Mm-hmm.
but we didn't expect them to beat Evo. And then when they came out in the second game, they not only like pulled their game together, like it
Mm.
was a very rough game for them at the beginning. It looked like it was just going to be the quick 2-0, and then they managed to come back. And I think it takes a lot more to come back in a difficult game, especially against opponents that you're sort of the underdogs against. And they pulled it back and they played incredibly well to win that game.
Yeah.
And a lot of that was on the back of Targa, I think
And
Am Mexican or
Jungling Moro.
Meowington and Jungling Moron, who is like woof woof
Yeah.
I woo or something along those lines.
Yeah, and it has to be said, like they also played that game with a sub, right? They played
Yeah.
with Mancakes in the mid lane. So that wasn't the full power GG, and that's why we also leaned a lot favoring Evo, especially after GG's like disappointing last leg where they ended fourth. Oh no, sorry, fifth in the leg. So like going into that, I didn't expect that much, but they really pulled out all the stops and they looked good doing it. And now they're back with their full roster. Don is back in the mid lane, Galio OnlyFans, and I'm excited to see how they play, and I'm excited to see what they look like at full strength.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I'm incredibly excited to see how this game is gonna turn out. And I mean, we
Hmm.
do have two guests. I'm gonna let you introduce them.
Yeah, so we have the Garth Miller all the way from Royalty, the prodigy himself, Garth, and the top lane monster. I think I don't know what word else. The Soul Stealer, Taga Bakelaw. Thank you both for joining us.
Thank you for the introduction.
Perfect. Now, Garth, you guys are one of the only two teams left that are undefeated in the VS Gaming Championship right now. You and ATK, obviously, but this is the first like real challenge you guys are gonna be facing. Like, how do you guys feel, or how do you feel coming into this game?
I'm gonna like treat it like every other game, so keep the spirits high. Kind of want to expect every game to go cleanly and well, so yeah.
Perfect. And then Targa, you guys are coming off of a very surprising win with Mancakes in the mid lane against Evo, like we just mentioned. Like, do you guys feel a lot more confident coming in now, seeing as you're back with your full roster?
I'm Mexican to start off. No.
Okay,
uh, yeah, no, 100%. Like, with Dawn being our primary shot caller, things would be more smooth and we are more prepared than when we played with Mancakes. But yeah.
definitely. And then, like, there's a lot of history here. Both of you actually played together. You guys went overseas together to go
Oh, yeah.
compete at the HB Open tournament. There's a lot of history here, and it must be kind of weird, seeing that a guy you've played alongside with playing against him in the Rift, even though you haven't played together in a long time. Like, God, does that change anything for you at all?
A little bit. I know. I know. I can get inside Tugger's head.
We're gonna see a lot of gangs top lane. I feel like all of a sudden just come and try and
Oh,
tilt.
It started mind games already. No.
Talking for you, like all of the players in Royalty. You've played with the likes of Vanzo. You've played with Tiltosaurus. I think I'm pretty sure even
Yeah, when Tilt was in GG.
yeah, and you've played with Garth, like we mentioned. Like coming into this, is there any like having that, because you've played against each other for a long time. You and Van, especially as well, have been competing against each other for a long time, played together as well. Like, is that does that change stuff for you on your side?
I think I've been literally everywhere in the VS gaming scene. I've been in every team. Doesn't matter if you're in the top to the bottom. I've just been everywhere, played with everyone. And it's like, it's fun always meeting new people and forming teams and building that bond over again. But when you have played with teams, and yeah, you do have a general consensus of how the players play and how they react to things. Yeah, so yeah, that's always there for me, I guess.
And then just talking about how the players play, the one question I do have for you is obviously we all know how Jetlust tends to play in the top lane with sort of this like unrelenting aggression. And I'm just like, is that like he's obviously one of the new bloods, sort of like going up against like you being sort of a complete veteran in this game. I mean, you've been here since like season 2, basically. Do you approach like going into the game against Jet any differently? Because I know you used to be an incredibly aggressive top laner, and a lot of the games that I do see when you play against Jet is very vicious games, man. Like those are
Bloody.
Yeah, I mean Royalty, they very cunning in champ select. They're very good how they do things and how they pick ban draft. So I would say sometimes, well, I would just want to address like I don't underestimate anyone. I just play as it is. You just see their body language, like how they do footsies, and then that's how you respond. I don't go into game, or I don't care about rating. It's just like how I see myself playing into the opponent. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Us top laners, we're so bad. We can't even win a 1v1 tournament. So
shots fired.
At myself, I can shoot myself. So.
And then God, like you're getting into someone who's been looking very good and very solid in Mario. a lot of these games he's put on his back and he's done a lot of heavy lifting. I'm sure like no one would disagree with me on that. Mario playing very good, looking good coming into this, kind of finding his stride and his voice in GG. Like, is there anything like looking at him? What do you think of like matching up against someone who is like kind of new but also not really?
I don't know. I honestly don't know what to say because I did used to watch his stream, so I don't expect much other than a bit of a coin flip. But he's up against another coin flipper, so I guess I guess
a lot of coin flipping.
I like Mario. I just hate the champs he plays. So
Hey Mario, did he pay a subs? Did he give you a sub?
yeah.
Oh, that's funny. So, do you also think like, okay, both of you like the same thing, right? You guys are playing like the newer people, even though Jetlas has won a title, he's not really that new anymore. He's been in
Yeah.
the scene for like 2 years where he's been here, and he's also really melded into the team well. But you both are playing relatively new people compared to you guys who are more maybe the old guard. Obviously, Taki, you're more the old guard than Garth is. But it feels like as soon as Garth came into the conversation in 2016 at the end of the year, he's been in the conversation consistently. So have you, Saga. Even if when you've taken breaks and come back, but now you're playing kind of like the new blood coming in, people that haven't been around for as long as you do. Like, do you think that experience, even though it isn't a LAN final like it used to be, do you think that experience that you guys have over your counterparts counts up a lot going into this?
100% it does. 100% it does. Also, like the old blood, or like you say, the veterans. I mean, like there's other stuff everyone's doing, and like other things in life, or like other competitive games you're playing. So like, I suppose I'm not how I used to be a long time ago. And then like the old blood, the new blood, they are playing a lot, and they are learning mechanics and all the new stuff in season 10. I don't know. I can't climb out of plat season 10. It's like so toxic. Every game you get into, it's like someone inting, AFK, flames. What a fiesta! But yeah.
And God for you?
Just repeat the question again.
Nothing's just like seeing all those Sejuani ults going wide in his head.
Sorry, what was the question?
I was just saying, do you think that you being a veteran, classified as a veteran now, being in the scene for a long time, being a household name, being someone that's mentioned in every jungle conversation, do you feel like that gives you an edge over someone like Mario or Wufu Fahu or Jungling Mono, or whatever you want to call him, that recently has been shot up in priority, but really hasn't been a part of the scene or part of the conversation for a very long time?
Not really. Like, I'll admit, I probably get like nervous, just as nervous for any game before any game, anyways. So it's like, I don't know, it's kind of whatever. Like, there's just as much on the line as for him than it is for me. So it's like whatever.
Okay, that makes sense.
I don't think it changes much.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm gonna let you guys like move on and go get ready for this game. I don't want to keep you guys for too long. I think maybe giving you guys a little bit extra time to prepare for this game is a good idea. So thank you guys so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure having you. And yeah, we hope to see more of you guys obviously in the future, and I'm sure we will be seeing you guys in the upper brackets. So I'm gonna wish you the best of luck in your games tonight. We hope everything goes well.
Good luck and have fun.
Thanks.
Cool. Now, Royds, going into this, I'm excited. They answered a lot of nice questions there. This means a lot for what's going to happen in Group B. Obviously, you want a high seed, right? So you want that number 1 seed. It gives you kind of like an easier road going into the next like stage, like the bracket stage. It gives you a little bit of an easier road. You don't have to face like the cream of the crop of the other side. So these teams both fighting for it. And this is a team with a long history of rivalry, you know, dating back to like 2017 or 2018 actually, when this team started like clashing against each other, and it's just exciting for me to watch this.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited by this game, especially due to the fact that this game is kind of like our first game to see how Royalty really stacks up to the other two sort of top teams in this group. I think like I said, we definitely underestimated GG, and then we saw them come out, and yes, I think they definitely won that game. It was a very scrappy game, and I definitely think they deserved the win. But it
Yes.
must also be said that there is also an argument to say that Evo were in the driver's seat in that game, and they could have easily closed the game out, but
Mm.
they definitely misplayed. So, in that respect, yes. Now for me, it's hard to say. Hey, is GG going to be able to beat Royalty, or is Royalty, we've only seen play against sort of a much easier team, in the one game that we cast, are they going to like either step up and continue playing at a high, like, sort of very clinical level like they did before, or are they also going to like cave in and give into this sort of really like chaotic game style that GG
Mm.
really enjoy playing? And if so, are they able to keep up? Because in that previous game, we saw like a lot of unforced errors coming through on the
Yeah.
side of Evo that I don't think we would have seen if the game was more sort of rounded and more clinical.
Yeah, yeah. And the thing is, like you said, if you can disrupt another team's plan, it really can throw them off and put them in a position where they're not used to being, right? And when you are like you watch Royals play, you're like, okay, cool. They like doing it very systematically, doing things a very specific way. But now you're Gigi, who likes and thrives on chaos. They like these crazy picks, these crazy like types of things, and then that can throw a wrench into the works for Royalty and be like, okay, how do we like force our plan if like if GG isn't doing what we think they were going to do or what you should be doing in response to stuff. So it's going to be exciting. I'm excited for the matchups. There are a lot of good matchups, especially the top lane matchup and the jungle matchup. I think that's why we got both of them on. That is where there's a lot of close contention with Mario or Jungling Moron looking very good, like we've mentioned multiple times. And then Jetloss obviously looking very good, Targa looking good, Garth always looking good. So that's going to be where my eyes are going to be focused on a lot.
Especially due to the fact that like GG really have this tendency to sort of play this like anti-fun sort of champs. Like they play a lot of champs that
Mm.
like Target playing like Valkos in the top lane, or Darius or
Yeah.
Doric, like champions that are really just like they're not fun champions to like play around. Like if you end up
Mm.
behind a Darius in lane, generally you're gonna have to ask your junglers and people to come and help you to get out of that lane. And Yorick is the same, and Valkos is the same. And like I know those are only just really generally Targus picks. I don't really know what
Yeah.
God's been playing that much at the moment. But like also
Mm.
when you look at the AP Shyvanas and those sort of champs, they're not fun champs to play
And
against.
Echo and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, so
And Hecarim even is very strong right now.
and Ikram. So
Yeah.
like all of those champions, like everything at the moment in this patch, I do feel like GG have a really good chance to come out here with game one and like really like knock the wind out of Royalty with some
Hmm.
seriously good drafting and some surprise picks that potentially like Royalty aren't ready to be drafted.
Yeah.
And if that does happen, then I feel like if the top half of the map can sort of take over the game, then I do feel like GG stand a really good chance. I am a little bit worried that their bottom side is definitely not going to match up. If I look at the 2v2 of Strider and Dark Puppy, or Strider and I think Serenity.
Yeah, that they play. I think they're gonna play game one. I see Serenity in the lobby, so I'm guessing Serenity's gonna play game one. But yeah, so that is, yeah, I think that is fair to say. Like, also, Tilt and Van Beek played the whole year together. It has to be said, like, GG did beat Royalty sometime this year. I can't remember exactly when, but they beat them, and they Don played Zyra mid. Now that is the type of thing you throw at Royalty and they're like, hello, what the hell is this? Like, not only does it throw your whole draft out of the window because you don't know where the hell the thing is going, but it also, like, there's a lot of bluffs GG can throw in the draft that can throw off Royalty, because now you've played against them before and you're like, okay, cool, we thought this Zyra was going to be supported was mid. Don played something else crazy as well. They thought that it was going to go one way, it went somewhere else. So now that's always in the back of your head. You see a pick, you don't know where it's going to go unless it's like Yorick or something that we like that they know Targa plays. You don't know if Don's just going to pull out something crazy again, And I'm just excited to see how they like decide to go about drafting. If they're going to play something very standard, if they're going to play their top heavy like games and play towards top side and leave their bot side to kind of fend for themselves. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting, and yeah, I'm just curious to see how they do it.
Yeah, look, I definitely do agree with you. I definitely think we should see like in draft, I'm really interested to see how GG decide to tackle this sort of challenge, because I do think that their bot side of the map is going to be considerably a bit weaker. Look, obviously we have Mario playing Hecarim. Like I expect to see a Hecarim ban, and I actually expect to see a lot of bans targeted actually at the jungle, just so that jungling Moron or Wolfafawu doesn't kind of get to take over the game. I think Hecarim's one of those champions that can really like take over. Like he can impact the bot lane so heavily. Like he can have,
Yep.
he can basically turn the lane into a 3v2 permanently. So I think that is something that they do need to potentially look at. And I mean, I want to see if Royalty have all the answers, and if GG can come up with some really cool, like I said, not fun comps, like comps that you don't
Yeah.
want to run into and play into. But yeah, my vote at the moment is definitely going to go in favor of Royalty at the moment, just because of how clinical they looked in their previous game. Yes, I do believe that they were playing against a team that they were far greater than in terms of caliber, but I do think that I expected to see them sort of breaking down and turning it into sort of this complete chaotic game, and they didn't. So it's going to
Yeah.
be very interesting to see how these games go. But yeah, I don't have really much else to say. If you want to add to,
No, it's just like GG can because the strength of schedule they had, they've played Evo and stuff like that. They're already in the swing of things, right? They've already like played some tough opponents, but Royalty hasn't really faced any real adversity in this tournament yet. So they can catch them off guard, being like Royalty can be a little bit lax because they haven't really gotten in the swing of playing hard games. So that can throw them off and be a big benefit to the side of GG. And you see it all the time in tournaments where you have an easy road and all of a sudden you face a difficult opponent. And this difficult opponent you're facing, they've been facing difficult opponents. So they like mentally ready to face difficult opponents all the time. So that can be a factor. So yeah, I'm just curious to see how that will go. Something just happened. I'm out of the lobby.
God,
Yeah. I think let's go to like just a short break so that we can get everyone in the lobby, and then we'll see you guys in Champ Select. You happy with that,
yeah, I'm
Alex?
perfectly fine with that as long as Kyle's fine with that. Give us the music and we can sort
Perfect.
out
We see you
our
guys now.
lives.
We could see clearly now. We could see clearly now. Clearly now. Clearly now. We could see clearly now. We could see clearly now. We could see clearly that I can't stop. We could see clearly now. We could see clearly that I can't stop. We could see clearly now. We could see clearly now.
Oh, there we go.
Good.
Okay, Carl, send us in.
Let's go.
Hello and welcome everybody as you join us today for the first game between Royalty and GG Black. We have Royalty on the blue side. In the top lane we have Royalty Jetlust. In the jungle we have Garth Ryan. In the mid lane we have Alpaca. And in the bot lane we have Vanzor and Tiltosaurus. Then for GG, I think they're just not in order, but I'm not sure, so I'm just going to call it how it is right now. We do have Galio OnlyFans, who's normally the mid laner in the top lane. We have Woofafawu in the jungle. We have Meowington's Deluxe in the mid lane. We have Strider X in the bot lane with his support Dark Puppy. Going to the bans, we do see Hecarim, Darius, and Galio all taken away. And another 2 bans going across the jungle in terms of the Graves and the Evelyn, and rounded off with a Ornn ban on top of that. And we do see Caitlyn getting straight away. And I see gonna see a support and a jungler potentially picked up here.
Yeah, 100%. And this is where we see, like, no offense to the other teams, but a difference in banning strategy and actually having some banning strategy. You don't ban. Oh, they pick Karthus straight away. That can be a Karthus bot lane.
That will be a Karthus bot lane again.
Probably with Nami. They played it against Evo and they had a lot of success with it. Now, the things that they have to be careful of. Karma does well into Karthus and into Nami, right? And Morgana still up. So that can make that lane hell for you. So that is a possibility that can be picked. We know Royalty's a fan of Karma, and there's the Karma pickup. The Mantra E does help a lot.
I actually prefer the Morgana support in this situation, just because of the spell shield coming through for the Caitlyn. So she can stop the Nami bubble, she can stop the knock-up from the Tidal Wave. She can also use it to defend her Caitlyn from the Requiem from the Karthus. So I would have preferred to see, I guess Karma can Mantra and then
Mantra E, and then it stops a lot of the Karthus.
Stops a lot of the Karthus ulti.
Orianna
it's not gonna save them from sort of the early game damage. And I don't know if Royalty are assuming that this is an early Karthus mid lane. I don't see why they would. But
I mean, if they don't know that they played Karthus bot lane, they might not know. You know what I mean? But Karthus Nami, it is something that they had success in. That is what they beat Evo with. Karthus late game can be very annoying, and a Camille pickup. I'm assuming that's a Camille top lane. Camille top lane is very strong right now, and I think GG should just be pinching jungle top or just top lane and ban out Camille counters, and there we see the Aatrox ban.
Man, I'm looking at this like I would probably like rather focus on the jungle and just remove the rest of the Dark Randomers hard carrying champions.
Yeah, there's a Trundle ban that's aimed at Woof Ahoo. Woohoo! And banning a mid laner here shouldn't be bad.
Olaf ban?
Olaf isn't banned. He is pretty confident on it and pretty competent on it. We've also seen him pull out the Echo previously and the AP Shyvana, like we mentioned. So there was some stuff that you can take away here. And we see the Urgot ban, obviously aimed at Jetlust, very, very competent at that. And now Camille should just have a kind of free lane, but stuff like Ornn is still up that you can pick in top lane. So but Ornn is not up. Why am I lying to myself? It's the second time today that I literally miss a ban.
And then the Shen ban comes through. I'm a little bit confused on the side of Royalty. I feel like
Shen jungle is a thing.
I mean, it is a thing, but man, that's another top lane that Jet. You could have gone for the coin flip, you know, and tried to get Jet
on a pickup. Okay.
Okay.
I saw Jungly Moron play Skarner in rank today, so I don't know how many games he has got on it, but you know, something he's not unfamiliar with. So I'm expecting something like I don't know, what can you pick at top?
Volibear. We could pick a Volibear right now easily. In top lane, I'm not entirely sure. You can still pick Maud, I guess. I don't know. Maud's not particularly good into Camille.
What are they picking? Olaf, okay.
Olaf.
No, that's not to team at top. Olaf for Garth, that is a good pick. He can take over the game with it. He can just run people down, just slamming them with hammers. So that is a very good possibility. You're in top lane. I don't know what does that well into Camille. I'm trying to think what else is available.
GP.
GP, Volibear, there's the Volibear, yeah.
Cool.
So, pretty good rounded out comp here from Royalty so far. I'm curious to what they will decide, GG will decide to pick up to go mid. The Zyra that he likes to play is up there. Stuff like Syndra that's up there. Stuff like Ziggs that you can pick here that isn't bad.
Does he need to pick a high damage champ? Can he not pick like a tanky?
Oh, Rumble.
Cool. I didn't expect the Rumble pick. I don't think Rumble into Orianna is the easiest matchup in the world, to be absolutely honest.
Yeah.
But then again, right? Hear me out. This could still potentially be a Camille mid.
Yeah,
Like,
it can.
it's something that Meowington's Deluxe has done before, and I don't entirely think it is the worst idea with a Skarner pickup as well against an Orianna. Although Orianna can sort of use her range. If she does manage to freeze, there's going to be a problem for Camille. But I
Definitely.
don't see the problem with sending the Camille mid if you need to. Rumble mid as well, also not too bad, but also not the best into Orianna either. But the one thing I would like to point out against is that, you know, being Skarner in this game is not going to be the easiest game. We're
Yeah,
looking at a
definitely.
Skarner that needs to run at a Karma and a Caitlyn. It needs to run at an Orianna who can also speed herself up and slow him down. Needs to run at an Olaf. I mean, Skarner's never going to run at Olaf because Olaf.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be like later. Yeah.
And then like maybe he ultis in the Volibear, but I'm honestly it's looking a little bit rough for the Skarner in this game, and it's going to come down a lot to how good jungling Moron is able to sort of abuse the vision and kind of get off these really good like flanks to get into a good position, because Skarner into Caitlyn is a serious pain, especially if she does decide to go IE into Stormraiser, because she can just hit you with an auto and immediately slow you down. And
Yeah,
that's really, really difficult to deal with as Skarner. And I mean, Olaf can just throw an undertow at you and slow you down. So
yeah. And GG's also heavily AP right now, but they got some nice CC and some nice, lockdown on their side, even though that won't bother an Olaf. It's gonna come down to execution again. If this game goes late, it's still like a toss-up. Karthus becomes an issue. I'm hoping Strider practiced his Karthus a little bit more and doesn't just ult before he dies and waste it. But we know that they're comfortable on it. I'm not surprised that they pick it. Right, they pick it super early, which is kind of yikes. But yeah, I probably just it is a pick away from Goth as well, because people know that he's very very confident on jungle Karthus. So I don't think it's bad at all. Now, just for everyone watching, Alpaca is playing because Lancers, the mid lane of full royalty, does have load shedding at 9 o'clock. So they opted just to go for Alpaca to not have that problem. But yeah, just looking at the comps, who are you favoring right now?
look, I have to admit, like I do quite like GG's comp, but I only like GG's comp if the Camille actually comes online. If there's no Camille, like if Garth does his job this game and sort of puts Camille behind enough, then Royalty can just itemize some magic resist, and then there's going to be a serious lack of AD damage coming through from the side of GG. So I am a little bit worried for them, but I definitely think Royalty's comp is just so easy to play. Like you can't look away from that comp. Like GG have to pull out some serious. Everything needs to work for them in order for them to pull off this sort of gameplay, essentially. Yeah. But I also do like the fact that, like, I guess maybe I'm contradicting myself here. I do kind of like the idea of Rumble dropping his equalizer, followed by a Requiem from Karthus. Like if the equalizer is good and the Requiem from Karthus is good, that's a lot of damage for 3 squishy members. Do you know what I mean? That's a lot of damage coming through, and I can see a Camille if we get to late game cleaning this up, especially if she can get on a Caitlyn. Because I mean, equalizer on a Caitlyn, Requiem on a Caitlyn. If Camille looks at you, like she just like blows in your direction, you die.
Yeah,
So,
and the thing is, like, Karma Mantra E isn't going to be able to tank Requiem plus the equalizer from Rumble. So, they have that Nami to have Tidal Wave throw that down, get the Requiem, or not the Requiem, sorry, the Equalizer on top of it, make them take a lot of tick damage. But like you mentioned, it is an easier comp for Royalty to play, and we saw that earlier today as well. Pick an easy comp, because then when you're in trouble, it's not the end of the world, because you have simple fighting lines, simple ways to get into fights, simple ways to engage fights. So I'm curious to see how they're gonna do it, and I am so excited. This is game one, Royalty versus GG up. Everyone's hyped. Everyone, type in chat, who do you think is gonna win? GG win or Royalty win, whatever. Type whatever you think. This is gonna be very interesting.
Cool.
Yes,
In
I'm at 10
3,
seconds.
2, 1, and go.
Cool.
Look,
So,
I definitely do agree with you. I think Royalty, like, the thing is, like, GG's comp, I think, is quite good if they get outside of laning phase without being punished too hard. Like, I can see the comp sort of working in their favor. Like, there's not a lot that can really answer the Camille if the Camille gets ahead. Like, I feel like she's still gonna give the Volibear a good spanking. But if Royalty do manage to, like, take their lead, that I'm already calling that I feel like they're going to get quite a good early game lead this game. If they do manage to get that and keep that going for them, it's really hard to see how GG are going to get into this game. And we do see that they are actually opting to send the Rumble into the mid lane against
Orianna.
against the Orianna, which I do think is it's still fine. I think Camille might have struggled a bit more against the Orianna than she would against the Rumble.
Yeah, 100%. A lot of just poking and niggling going on here in the mid lane.
Yeah, but Royalty
Already.
did get a deep ward in, so they will see the Skarner is going to the red.
Oh. Little damage there on Dark Puppy's Nami, but it shouldn't bother him too much, seeing as he does have that ebb and flow to heal himself and his teammate up. I'm expecting a lot of aggression here from Royalty on this Karthus bot lane, punishing the fact that he is not very mobile, and they do not have a very strong winning lane in bot lane. So I'm expecting some punishment to come out here. And look at that, just standing up on the other side of the wave, literally from the start.
Yeah. I mean, this is what we should be seeing from GG. They're probably just going to sit back as much as they can. I mean, Rumble's a passive lane. This Karthus Nami lane is also going to be just like sit back and farm. And it's quite a questionable strategy because Olaf is a very strong early game jungler, and I feel like you've stacked so much into scaling. Camille is a scaling champion. Skarner is a scaling champion. Rumble, yes, he can bully his lane a little bit, but into Orianna, I don't think he's ever really going to be able to do anything. So, snare land. Strider going to get taken very low. Yeah, I just don't see how GG, if they have a bad enough early game, I don't see how they're going to get out of it.
Fundamentally. Yeah, and we already see that manifesting in bot lane, right? So just after that, they slow push a wave, immediately have that aggression, and you see Vans are up 10 CS against the Karthus. It's not the end of the world, but it's something that you really need to be careful of. And there's a lot of trading going on everywhere on the map right now.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing that we're really worried about. Like, Van already sitting on almost, what? He's got a 10 CS, more 15 CS advantage. And if they can pressure the Karthus enough, and Karthus keeps missing CS like this, I mean, he's still sitting on 3, so he still hasn't gotten any CS from that wave. They've got 1 now.
Yeah.
You see a lot of trading in the top lane.
Ooh, that's a lot of damage.
Forced to flash already.
Yeah, that's not great if you are Strider right now. That must be super uncomfortable. We're probably going to see a fight here around the Scuttle Crab. Alpaca already walking down, seeing as he has... Oh, okay. No, Jungly Moron just decides to give it up.
Bullied really badly in this lane. I'm really surprised Garth's not looking for a gank in the bot lane. I think he might potentially look next wave, but he does seem like he's pathing to go alleviate a little bit of pressure in the mid lane. Undertow does hit. The Skarner is hit.
Skarner's close.
Ooh, they're trying to turn onto the Orianna. Alpaca forced to flash away. This should actually...
He is out of mana.
Sadly, Wolf of Awu did actually miss the stun. So it's not going to be a kill.
There's just a lot of punishment coming out here in bot lane, but the Nami is keeping them pretty healthy. He does hit the bubble.
Doesn't make a difference though. There's still a 20 CS advantage in 4 minutes.
Yeah. Aqua Prison, that's what her Q is called.
Aqua Prison. Yeah, and it must be said, like, I think Alpaca playing a little bit too aggressively in this lane did actually cost himself a little bit. And I don't feel like Rumble should be able to sort of get it should have the ability to farm this well in this matchup.
Yeah.
But I feel like just playing a little bit too aggressive and trying to harass him too much with spells kind of meant Alpaca used up too much of his mana pool, and then he couldn't really do much to the Rumble and was forced to stay.
Yeah.
So I do think that's a little bit of a misplay, because I mean, now he's forced to use his TP early, and he's coming back with the Dark Skill, and he does have
Fairy Charm,
the Fairy Charm, which might help him a little bit, but I do think that's quite a big mistake to expend so much of your mana early when you can just auto attack the Rumble and just use one command attack every now and then.
Yeah, definitely. But we'll probably see a change a little bit as soon as he hits that last chapter, something like that. But right now we're already seeing like an 800 gold lead for the side of Royalty, and that's just that early pressure. You just see like, they are two-manning it. Gallifant.
They are going to see if they can
something's up.
Get snared. The Skarner is here. Alpaca needs to be careful that they don't potentially turn on him. Garth Miller is also there. Oh, I keep saying his full name. I just can't say it. It's so hard.
Yeah, no, definitely. And we just see this lead, and then a lot of it is coming from that bot lane, having like a 30 CS lead already on the side of Vanzor, and he has backed and came back with a pickaxe, so he's incredibly strong right now compared to the amplifying term only of Strider X on this Karthus. Ooh, fight.
Question coming through. They are going to see what they can do to tilt the source.
Look at this wave, man. That is a huge wave they're going to crash into this bot lane.
I'm really surprised that the Olaf is not looking to sort of dive in with this wave and deny Karthus even more farm and put him even further behind. Because I do feel like that's technically the play here. Like,
yeah, I mean, he got 8 CS out of that huge wave, by the way.
Yeah.
So that kind of sucks. It kind of feels bad for him.
Although, like, it must be said, Garthra and Miller like doing a great job pathing as well, because he did manage to get an early Drake, and he actually still above the Skarner.
Yeah, I just think he clears faster, no?
He does clear a bit faster, but
Yeah.
he's still doing a great job of staying ahead of the Skarner.
Yeah, definitely. And Royalty playing a little bit more passive now, probably feeling like there's a gank or something potentially brewing. Or they just want the wave to reset into them so they can slow push it again, crash a huge wave. And we just see the junglers going for their second rotation of buffs.
I mean, it could just be that they're playing safe as well, knowing that their Olaf is on the other side of the map and they don't have any jungle pressure.
We see the blue handover, and GG will see it because they have a ward.
Yeah. Coming through. It's like I say it and then they just play aggressive.
Yeah.
So.
As soon as they have eyes on this corner and they know they're safe to play aggressive, they're just gonna walk up and, abuse this bot lane of GG. But it has to be said, GG doing a good job of not dying in this lane.
Yeah, Aqua Prism does land onto Vanzor. But they're just playing super aggressive. I mean, Van's already double CS of the Karthus.
Yeah.
The lane is looking very, very in desperate need of a lot of help.
And Karthus is out of mana now.
Aqua Prism does
Good
that.
Aqua Prism.
They can't do anything.
Yeah, it just kind of feels bad for GG right now.
It's also,
And we do see the tier being picked up mid lane.
Yeah, the blue buff as well. Shockwave does come down, just forcing the Rumble out of lane. The Galio out of lane.
The Calio only fans on a Rumble out of lane. Dog Puppy is hitting a lot of these Aqua Prisms. Like he's hit, I think, Vanzor 3 times in a row now. So that is potentially something they can look at if like Skarner comes bot lane and Van is not respecting the power of this Aqua Prism. He can die there.
Ooh, Packet taking a lot of damage, but he does manage to stop the back.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Hunting?
Salt good spotted. So let's just take stock here of like farm. We see a 30 CS lead in top lane for the side of Jetlust. We see a 10 CS gold or 10 CS lead in favor of Garth in the jungle. A 10 CS, 15 CS lead in the mid lane. Well, it will amount to like about 10. A fight in top lane. Oof, okay.
Very good trade going in.
If Jetlust's not careful, he can be all in here by mounting his deluxe.
But I mean,
And
he
then-
did start that trade with less HP, so...
Yeah. And then we see the huge CS difference, and that's in bot lane, which will amount to about a 40 CS lead. No, less than that. I call it a 30 CS, 35 CS lead in bot lane. So, you know, right now that's where the gold is coming from. There's a 1.7k gold lead for the side of Royalty, and that's mainly just because of farm. There's been 2 plates taken bot lane. That obviously is significant as well. But, you know, no kills, no bloodiness yet. There's a lot of trading going on, but not a lot of killing.
But I mean, it must be said, a lot of objectives still going over to Royalty at the moment. They did get the first Dragon. They've also picked up the first Rift Herald. Expecting to see Garth potentially using it either in the bot lane or in the mid lane, I think. It's kind of hard to guess what the best choice is. I feel like potentially freeing up the Orianna, who's looking like she might get ganked. No. Potentially freeing up the Orianna and making sure Rumble has to walk forward to farm.
Yeah.
The mid lane potentially could be the better option. Ooh,
Look, they do spot him.
spot each other.
But it also has to be said, like, even though GG drafted these weaker lanes, they're not really dying or losing much. Oh, Garth's just gonna literally walk into bot lane and probably gonna drop down Rift Herald here, flash in mid lane.
They do have the shockwave does land. And the
TP.
equalizer comes through, the TP comes through from Targa as well, with mounting Deluxe. They're gonna see if they can kill Jetlass, but they do look like they're gonna get away.
Oh, there's a dive in bot lane.
Is dying. And that's gonna be a turret going in. Requiem does go out, but the heal comes through and Tiltosaurus is gonna live, and Vanzel are gonna pick up a lot of gold from that exchange.
Yeah. Van's sitting on 1,400 gold now, can back and get IE. So, yeah, there's a lot. Oh, they are catching Garth here.
TP does
TP
start
coming
to
in.
come through from, I think, potentially the Orianna. Oh, it's actually
no,
the volley.
it's
Did
the
they
volley
Garth's still alive. Van's are picking up the first one. I mean, Garth and Miller picking up the first kill, sorry. Camille's running. I don't think she's going to get away.
Oof, good flash.
Away from the pulse of a Peacemaker, but the ulti is coming out from Caitlyn. Gary OnlyFans next on the list.
Yeah. And
Just
then,
because you said it wasn't bloody, you know.
yeah, just as it was. But still, it isn't that bloody. In that whole exchange, dives going on, gangs, like 4-man team fight. There's only been 3 kills in total. That's 1 on Stride in the bot lane where the dive happened, 1 on the Skarner now, and then also now on Garth just dying here in the river. And there was like a lot of flashes and ults and TPs burned in mid lane. So that has to be said, like, even though there's a lot of fighting, not a lot of losing, or not a lot of people actually dying. And we do see Alpaca just going topside, picking up the wave there.
Yeah. I do think the one thing that needs to be considered is the fact that both of those kills went over to the worst possible person for GG, in my opinion. I think this
On
the
Camille.
Olaf getting the Olaf getting those
Oh,
kills is probably the worst thing that can happen for GG right now, because you don't want to be playing Karthus into a champion that can literally run you down and just destroy you, especially if he's getting fed early. Like, if Garth keeps going at this trajectory, which I don't think he will, but
yeah.
if he does, that Olaf
Yeah.
is just going to run down your Nami and run down your Karthus, and there's not much you can really do about it.
Yeah, definitely. So we do see Strider freezing this bot wave. There's not much for Royalty, so they decide to swap to top lane, try and get some more plates. There's a minute left to do it. They might just decide to dive Mountains Deluxe here in top lane, seeing as we do see Olaf is there. Okay, they decide to pseudo engage.
Yeah,
There are 3 members of GG here.
Potentially get onto the Karma. They do manage to get the Karma. Tidal Wave comes out. Karma's going to take a very low. Force to flash away. Source does fall though. Meanwhile, Garth, the Skarner has already fallen, but it looks like Caitlyn's just cleaning up, and Vans are just free hitting right now. He's going to potentially get the triple.
Oh, good flash.
She does survive, but here comes Jetlast hunting down Galio OnlyFans.
Yeah, that's a hungry bear.
There's no... Ooh, barrier is up. Can he bait it out? But he's running just up towards the Caitlyn, and it might be worth just leaving the kill. No, Jetlast.
No, Jetlast's like, no, that's mine, and I big bite. And now we see a Van getting another plate. And this gold lead in bot lane, there is a 2k gold lead for the side of Vanzel compared to Strider X. Strider has been able to pick up some farm, so it's not all is lost for him. He is sitting on 86 years. Yes, compared to Van, he's sitting on a lot less, but definitely not all is lost. And Karthus does become very scary later, like if he manages to get some gold somewhere.
Yeah, and I just think like itemization from Royalty is also a little bit smart right now as well, because you'll see that Garth, Ryan Miller, and Jetlust both picked up Ninja Tabis, which
Yeah.
I think is quite a smart move, because yes, a lot of people say, oh, but there's so much AP, why are you not just, and there's a lot of CC, so why would you not just opt to pick up the Merc Trades? And I think trying to nullify that sort of burst damage coming through from Camille on your tanks is like something that could be quite sensible.
Equalizer bot lane. Just used it, I don't know for
Limit
why.
Limit testing, 100%. Just testing his limits. What do you mean?
It's just checking how much damage it does at the moment. He does force Jet to go. I don't know what Jet went there. He probably went to go and ward. And we do see the new lane assignments, but Royalty will opt to go for the Rift Herald. Now this is kind of what we saw with Royalty versus Era last time. Very systematic. Like, okay, cool, we get bot tower, we go top lane, we get top tower, we take Rift Herald, we crash it mid. Like, it's just looking very standard right now, and it is a 5k gold lead at 15 minutes in the favor of Royalty right now.
Yeah, and it just really does feel like in all of these games that Garth Ryan Miller is just kind of on another level compared to the rest of like the rest of his sort of competition in terms of jungling, because every single game we watch, we see Royalty getting lots of Rift Heralds. We see them getting all of
Lots
the
of
dragons.
dragons, yeah.
And this doesn't look any different right now. And I mean, Royalty could potentially hold on to this Rift Herald, drop it down, force GG to reply to the Rift Herald in order for them to take another dragon and potentially get on Soul Point at 17 or 18 minutes.
Yeah, no, 100%. And the thing is, like, there's just so much pressure. The next dragon is going to be a mountain drake, and it's coming up in 35 seconds. And we see Garth already resetting and getting ready for it, and we'll probably just see some warding out. But like, the fighting around these dragons with stuff like Nami, with stuff like Rumble can be very beneficial for this side of GG, because they have those AoE damage things, and if you stand on a Rumble ult with haunting guys and stuff, it's not going to be a lot of fun. Good double Aqua Prison there from Dark Puppy, and he's looking very clean on the Nami.
But I don't know if looking clean is really going to be enough this game. I am looking forward to seeing how this team fight does turn out, because it is going to be a 5v5 with the dragon. Skarner Flash does get a hold of Vanza. Here comes the equalizer. Shockwave onto 3 people. Vanza's getting taken down. He's already fallen. Meanwhile, we do see the Karthus frontlining, but Requiem's going to come out. Garth Ryan Miller also getting taken down very low, and that's going to be a double kill going over to GG, and a double kill going over to the Rumble.
Yeah, and that's what we literally just talked about. It's like that a massive amount of AoE. And Targa just scaring off Tilt, saying no tentative steals here. But you know, that's exactly what we mentioned before the fight started. They can just pull the trigger like that. There's a lot of AoE they can use, and then the flash, what is it called? Impale from Wolf of Wahoo to get onto Vanzel, making sure that big damage of the Caitlyn is immediately out was very well played.
Yeah, there's a big misplay coming through from Vanza as well, like actually stepping up to the plates. And I would also really like to see Tiltosaurus building an early Mikhails as early as he could, just to stop that from happening, especially with the lead that Vanzel did already kind of build, and that lead that they did have in the bot lane. So I think that could have potentially helped. Yes, I don't think he would have been able to poke the lane out as much. But it must be said as well, Alpaca playing that fight really well. I think if he didn't land that 3-man shockwave,
could have been a lot worse.
That would have been a lot worse. But Royalty just sort of missing a beat there as well, like not using the Rift Herald potentially to like draw out members of GG to a different lane. I mean, now they're going to walk mid and probably drop the Rift Herald, but I feel like this should have been the play. Drop the Rift Herald, get it to push the tower down, and then quickly rotate for the dragon. So then at least if you're going to lose the dragon fight, you're gonna make up by getting a tower. Or even 2 charges out of Shelly.
No, 100%. And the thing is, like, if people will have to pay the QSS tax, but after that, like, that flash impale shenanigans, like, isn't going to work that well. But a good thing from GG, not just sitting and letting the game like get laid out and getting them Oh, okay. You see Equalizer on Jet Lust.
Also looking to get another impale potentially. It is up. Suppression down on the Jet. He's just gonna try and hop on out of there, but I don't think he's gonna be able to get away. But
Wait.
maybe he does. The Karma Shield does come through.
Ooh.
So low, and that auto from Gate does come through. Probably they're gonna get another shield, and GG just
Karma.
chasing.
Yeah, and that was 3 ultimates expended, a Rumble Flash expended as well to try and kill this Volibear. And he ends up getting out, and that's just, I think, the power of Karma, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it was close. It was close. I think Jetlust was kind of on the edge of his seat there. But
Yeah.
yeah, and also no Ignite on the side of
Mm.
GG. Also, I feel like might be a little bit of a problem in this game.
Yeah, you're gonna need some healing reduction.
Ooh, got
Ooh,
that.
Galio OnlyFans in a little bit of trouble here.
For a nice fight, and this is a nice little ball delivery system for the Oriana, and easy kill
Yeah.
for Alpaca.
I mean, they did expend like 2 ultimates and a TP, but I think that's pretty fine expending these ultimates. The TP is kind of a little bit worse, but it's not like the end of the world. Nothing is really up. They're not going to threaten Baron anytime soon. So they do put Alpaca is going to be put in the bot lane, probably being closest to the next dragon, which is in 1 minute and 40 seconds. We already see Garth Ryan Miller pinging it out. So yeah, this is we're gonna have to see if GG can pull off some magic again, grabbing someone like Van. But it also has to be said, Van is getting stronger and stronger. Yes, sitting on IE plus Stormraze already, but so is Alpaca, and it's someone to be careful of. Also, Strider sitting on Ludens as well. So there is a lot of people are getting strong right now.
Yeah, I definitely think the completion of the Leandries is definitely something that they want to play around for the
Yeah.
Rumble in favor of GG. Dude, like Dragon Time is of 5 minutes, right? We do see the Impale. Is it gonna come through? Impale does land onto the.
He doesn't have flash.
They are trying to pick him off. He's trying to get away. He does jump over the wall, but the Camille is going to follow Requiem as well. They're going to probably give it over to the Karth. The Strider picking up the kill, but they could potentially lose their mid lane tower. Equalizer being used to sort of stop the Caitlyn and stop the minions from getting through, but it's a little too late. And she is just going to pick up that tower.
And I like what I'm kind of liking what I'm seeing from the side of GG is they are actually doing things. Yes, they're expending a lot to kill a tank in the top lane, trying to pick him off, but they're actually trying something. They're not just sitting back and trying to clear waves. And even though that might be what they should be doing, with someone like Strider, you know, he'll just keep getting stronger, and you know, a Fed Karthus can take over the game. But just a good reply again from Royalty. Takes him a tower, just relax. Ooh. Oh, missed shockwave there from Al Spooks.
But I mean, that's still pressure coming through from Royal, and I mean, Royalty are already by the dragon. They're already starting this dragon, and it's a bit worrying that GG are only starting to get into the area now. But also, it's only 3 people from Royalty. We do see the steal. The Equalizer is down as well. Meanwhile, Alpaca chasing Strider down. They are both going to flash over. Killing spree.
Both flash and then but Caitlyn ults on it. Okay, that yeah.
Are they gonna transition for a Baron?
They might. They just killed Strider, but
surely
I mean Van is pretty strong right now. They might just bait it. Or they might just do it. No, they're just gonna start it.
They're just gonna start at the Baron. Equalizer is down, Requiem is down. They are getting the Baron down quite low. Impale doesn't manage to get anybody though. We do see Meowington's Deluxe getting taken very low. He's gonna fall. Meanwhile, Wufufawu is about to get snared, but
this is bad.
It's crushed, and this looks like a very demoralizing fight for GG because Royalty
That's just
do a clean sweep.
Clean 4 kills. And Strider wasn't in that fight. Remember, he was dead. He got killed by the dragon. So that's just gonna be a 23-minute, 24-minute Baron for the side of Royalty.
And I think quite a good call from Royalty, like obviously knowing that the Equalizer was down, and like a lot of these key ultimates were down for GG. So really just abusing those cooldowns and just forcing a fight, knowing that they can win the fight without those ultis, with those ultis being down from GG. Like,
Yeah, it's just and some credit needs to be given to Mario, right? To Wufufahu. He's smart. He's stolen that dragon. That dragon seal was pretty good. So that is very well played to him. But now GG needs to figure out in what way do they win fights? Is there a way of them actually winning fights? They do tend to go for Jet and try and pick him off and try and take advantage of Jet. We see them setting it up again. But the problem is you don't get anything from killing him.
I'm just.
Oh, he fails the jump.
And doesn't manage to get over the wall. They are going to try and pick out Jet Lust. I don't think he's really going to get to fight this
But
one.
bot lane, they're going to pick up Rumble.
Oh, Rumble's going to go down now. Lots happening all over the map. I was a little bit interested as to what happened in the previous fight. That's why I was kind of not responding there. I was trying to see who the Skarner ran in and tried to ulti. Because I found it really interesting because Skarner sprinted into that previous fight.
Yeah.
And the Impale, I think, Strider just going to get destroyed by that.
That's a lot of damage. Impale isn't up right now, so he can be a little careless. Garth, the Ryan Miller, is just here in the backline with Alpaca. Shockwave is up and he misses it again. No!
Is that Royce from 2015?
I mean,
Or whichever one.
no, because he's 5 for 0, so no.
Oh, it's definitely
Yeah. And
my feelings.
I'm just kidding. So, okay, we just see a reset coming in here from Royalty, and we're looking at the gold lead right now. It's 11k for the side of Royalty, and a lot of that is sitting in this bot lane and in this mid lane, right? So there is both Alpaca sitting on 11k, Gallia OnlyFans sitting on 8.5, Vanzo sitting on 12k, and Strider X sitting on 7.6. So you can even see it in the items. Rapid Fire Cannon completed for Vanzo, sitting on that non-magic mantle just for a little bit of magic resist into this full AP, basically full AP team. And then 10 stacks of Magi plus Banshees and Seraph's Embrace on Alpaca. So yeah, they're pretty strong right now.
All those null magic mantles are going to turn into cleanse items. I literally think that all of them are. But also,
just
said,
QSS tax.
Finally finishing his Leandros, so that's great. They do manage to get a hold of armor. An Impale will be used to tilt. Oh, Shockwave comes through.
TP behind
from the Camille. Requiem as well, so that's a lot of the big ultis. And Camille looking to see if she can get hold of the Karma, but she's running after the fastest target on the map.
Yeah,
Karma's
that's just kind of...
That one kind of hurts, man.
Yeah, and that's again ultimate expended and not really getting anything for it. And we do see Dragons up in 17 minutes. Or 17 seconds, sorry. 15 seconds now. But now they don't have those big team fighting ultimates. No Requiem available, no Equalizer, no Impale available. So I think they probably just let Jungling Moron try and steal it again. And, you know, hope he can come up with some miracle.
Yeah, and I don't even think
they're not even going to contest it.
I think that's the right option.
Yeah.
I definitely think it's gotten to that point in the game now where I'd like to see like Jungling Moron sort of opting to like not farm his jungle as much and just let Strider sort of eat away at this jungle, because I feel like if this Karthus doesn't come online, this comp is completely useless.
Yeah, and we do see both Leandros completed now. So, I mean, that's a little bit of a power spike. But my worry for GG is, doesn't matter when you look at the items on the other team. You look at QSS now on Vantal, Impale is not going to do much. But, like, look at these items. The people are sitting on so much damn gold. Doesn't matter that he completes Leandros now. Like, what do you think? I'm not even sure. I just think the lead is so big right now.
Yeah, it's really difficult to say. I think Skarner's even going... Is Skarner also going Triforce? I don't know, man. This game is looking really one-sided at the moment. Like, I don't know how we deal... I don't know how they're going to plan on dealing with this Caitlyn pick. I really do feel like Van now with the QSS is like pretty safe. There's not a lot we can get on him. And the fact that Camille's not like this amazing dominant split pusher, although she is destroying Jetless at the moment.
Yeah.
in this fight.
Rifle is going to be full.
Let's look.
Ooh.
Trade does ulti
There's a
in.
lot of fighting going on here.
They're gonna see if they can get up. The shield does come through. Camille forced to flash away, but the follow.
He
Meanwhile,
gets it.
Goth
Find top.
runs
Goth is so deep.
but he does get suppressed by the Impale, and he's actually gonna die. But Alpaca looking to see what he can do. Can he land a shockwave? Does he have shockwave? He doesn't have shockwave. But he's gonna hunt down Dark Puppy. Forces two flashes. Flashes after the Nami.
Ooh, Alpaca very aggressive.
And that could potentially be. It's not gonna be a Baron, I think, because they don't have a jungler anymore. But
Yeah.
just a lot of fighting, man.
100%. Yeah, he went very deep in there, and then his ultimate, his Ragnarok, timed out, and he just got grabbed by the Impale and
Well,
finished off.
actually starting this. This is a very, very risky play. They are looking to see if they can potentially
Yeah.
zone Garner.
Paca's just got to zone him off.
But he can just still get in there.
He doesn't have flash.
He's just gonna kill him.
Yeah, okay. He doesn't have flash, and there's no blast gun, so it would have been tough for him to get it. Ooh, Galley OnlyFans trying a cheeky steal there with the equalizer.
No, it doesn't work out, and that's another key ultimate play. But I think at this point, GG are in a little bit of a desperate situation. They sort of have to make the desperate plays in order to get this game sort of going in their favor in any way right now. And I think the second Baron going over to Royal, they're probably just going to equalize the lanes, wait for the next Drake. If they don't decide to just hard shove in, they could actually just easily hard shove in this game.
Yeah.
With the way that they're set up and the fact that, like, who answers them?
Who can?
Who kills the minions that are empowered by the Baron buff?
Yeah, and we see two level lead in mid and in AD carry for the side of Royalty. 1 level lead in mid and 1 level lead in top. But one thing, Jetlar's got his soul back there, you know. His soul has been stolen before by Mountain Slit Deluxe, aka Mexican, aka Targa. So, you know, it must have felt good for him there to get that 1v1 solo kill in the bot lane on Targa.
Yeah, and I think Royal just gonna push in for this inhibitor. We do see Rumble backing, trying to see what he can do. I really want to see a flank coming through from one of them, but this Rumble having barrier instead of TP for me.
Ooh, here comes
does come across, does get onto, I think, Alpaca, but this is not a damage to follow up. And we do see Tiltosaurus getting taken on very low. Meantime, Royal.
Ooh, that's a lot of damage. Oh, okay. The Requiem is coming out. Does it do anything? Yeah.
This is just going to be Royalty just finishing off the game.
I know, long game. GG has been holding out for a while. Can they actually end? Yes, they do have a wave.
Definitely can end.
Yeah. So I just saw a lot of fighting.
Like, sort of trying to get pad up.
Banzo is strolling. And that's GG game 1. Going over to Royalty in this Sunday night. What do we call it? Like,
it's just a banger, man.
the banger game, dude. That's what we call it. Just the Sunday night banger. But yeah, well played there from Royalty. Very systematic. I did not like the way that GG drafted. They just picked too many losing lanes for themselves. Like, Gothis does not do well in that lane, and we saw that from the start. Like, that seriously just got out of control super early. So I'm curious to see what GG decide to do in game 2, what they adapt to, and see if they can come back and tie this up.
I mean, there's not exactly much to talk about this game, to be absolutely honest. I feel like in this, and it's something I actually kind of overlooked in the draft, so I do feel a bit embarrassed. But like, GG drafting literally 4 scaling lanes.
Yeah.
Like the jungler was a scaling jungler. Rumble, you wait till 6. You know what I mean? Like he isn't a champion without his ultimate, so we don't really count him as like that much scaling. But you still need key items for him to be useful. Camille 100% scaling champion. Like, she needs to get a Triforce, she needs to get a couple items, then she becomes an absolute like delete machine. Like if she finds Carthage
Yeah,
needs to scale. So like the fact that in a sort of like in a meta where mid game is just so important, getting those early drakes, keeping game tempo going, I think opting for like quadruple scaling is just not the way forward. Like, I don't think like you can win a game, especially drafting this sort of triple scaling into Caitlyn, into a
Yeah.
lane, into a champion that is like, if she gets a good early game,
It's just
she
lane, yeah. It's just lane kingdom, you know.
exactly. And Garth
Uh,
did what he wanted this game, and he got all the objectives, barring like 1 or 2 dragons that I think Mario's
got stolen.
and then
Yeah.
one team fight where we could actually see Gigi's comp does kind of work. But I feel like there were just too many scaling elements. Like maybe swap out some. You gotta swap something out here. You know, like maybe don't have the rumble, or maybe don't have the Karthus. I actually didn't like the Karthus at all in
I
this
didn't like it either. Yeah.
because I feel like it doesn't really add much. If you had an Ashe, you could still Ashe. You could Enchanted Crystal Arrow someone, and then you could follow up with the Equalizer, and you don't have to like sort of just sit back and just get beat on in lane 24/7. And
Yeah.
I mean, you hate to say it, but you don't ever want to see someone going down 20 CS at like 3 minutes in the
Yeah.
4 minutes in the game. Looking at a bot lane where it's like 3 to 23, especially against a Caitlyn. Like I feel
No,
like if you're gonna pick these off meta like sort of mage bot laners, don't leave Caitlyn up because she will bully you and you're not gonna have a good time. And that's literally how this game went. Like Van got so much gold early, and then you also picked like Rumble into Ori, you pick another like losing lane. Oh dude, it was just hard.
yeah. Yeah,
And
no,
the losing jungle matchup. Like there's no other like the draft was just appalling from GG.
100%. I think we're gonna jump to a quick break, Alex. Sure, pretty sure. Yeah, so we will catch you guys as soon as we go into Champion Select for Game 2. So see you soon.
Cool.
perfume. It hasn't left me since the day you made me blue. I think I saw you, but I know I'm not supposed to. I must be dreaming, cause I don't believe in ghosts, yeah. I must be dreaming, cause I don't believe in ghosts, yeah. I must be dreaming, cause I don't believe in ghosts, yeah. I don't believe in ghosts. 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 Do you remember the day in October? The leaves were falling just like me when it was over. One more day of sorrow and I'll struggle to stay sober. Hope to see you later when I get older. I still
Alright. Hello
Let's
and
get it.
welcome everybody to Game 2 between GG and Royalty. We did see Game 1 going over quite convincingly in favor of Royalty, but I do think there was a little bit of a draft mismatch coming through from GG. We do see Oriana being taken away straight away, and we do
I
see
want to back on that comfort.
Ekram and Evelyn. I don't think Royalty are going to change too much about their bans.
Question is, do they ban Caitlyn here to prevent that Caitlyn first pick coming in? We know Strider's a very competent and very good Caitlyn player, so I'm expecting Royal to probably just ban Caitlyn here, making sure there's nothing like that. What?
I don't think they ban Caitlyn at all. Yeah.
You don't think
they
they ban
leave
it?
both of them open.
Oh, you
if you
can leave
ban
both of them open, but then you just pick the Ashe if they pick Caitlyn. Not a
Yeah,
bad idea.
I think that's the plan. I feel
We
like
do see Serenity coming in for game 2 instead of Dark Puppy. This is something that GG have been doing the whole time. They do ban the Galio. So expecting probably a Caitlyn first pick here and answer with Ashe, not immediately, probably just going to pick up Karma
Karma Ashe.
plus a jungle. Well, they do pick up their
Or Ashe
NK.
or Morgana potentially, but
Yeah.
I mean, we've heard a
But
lot of
like
people
we've
don't
said,
like Morgana, so
yeah, and Karma does well into Morgana, so
yeah.
yeah, and there's a Karma. And Tilt looked very competent on Karma the previous game. The shielding looked very annoying. There's a couple of times like some of the royalty members got out because of that mantra shield, or just the normal shield, giving that speed up, giving that shield, giving them the ability to just run out.
Yeah, I do think the Karma came in quite clutch in that previous game. I don't exactly like the Nami pick here, to be
Oh, yeah.
absolutely honest, but it's not the worst pick in the world, I guess. It's not the worst thing into Karma either.
GG really like the Nami. They change out their support player, but they don't change out the champion the support is playing.
At least we do see a Caitlyn in the bot lane.
Yes. So at
I think
least
we
it's not
feel-
Karthus.
I do feel like they need to secure a jungler here. Before
Yeah,
he loses
and
all of
just
his
a Skarn
time.
again.
Salty run back with a Caitlyn in the bot lane instead of a Karthus?
It is possible. I'm expecting probably just, the Olaf answer straight up. It's like, let's just run this back. Instead,
Rumble
they don't have Caitlyn, they have Ashe aside. Ashe can deal with Skarn pretty well. You have that enchanted crystal arrow. If he tries to run at your face, you just ult his face, and you're kind of safe. But yeah, as we said, like Mario looked good the previous game, but just looked like Garth was all over the map. He did outsmart Garth, make his life a little hell. So we do see a Shen ban coming in. Probably just going to see a top lane pinch here.
I would like to see the Rumble being banned away, but I guess they could potentially save the last pick for Alpaca if the Rumble is selected and they can just pick Lucian into the Rumble and just absolutely destroy him in lane. I think that's always a good option. We have seen Alpaca play Lucian
Syndra.
once before in this tournament so far, and that was quite
Yeah,
a disgusting lane to watch.
no, definitely.
But yeah, I'd like to see Targa pulling out something different that we don't see from him. I don't know why he sort of he had like all of those sort of cheesy picks like okay,
Ted,
never mind.
Yorick, stuff like that.
Like
Yeah.
Kled and Yorick, and I mean I don't think he did particularly badly on Camille, but I do think he didn't really get going, and I don't want to see more scaling. I want to see like strong sort of picks just coming through.
Nautilus. That's probably a common mid. I'm thinking. The nice thing about common is you can flex it, and common mid is not bad at all.
Maybe a Karma top lane.
Common top as well. Yeah, I was about to say. Common top also not bad. Just more power that common gives you is the ability to flex it. And now all of a sudden this Ash common lane turns to Ash Nautilus lane, and all of a sudden it's very aggressive.
Could be a
Nico.
Nautilus top. GG think it's a Nautilus top. They're like, I'm gonna play Valkos into this. I mean,
See,
we could
Urgot
see
is
the Karma we could see the Karma going top now.
Urgot is up, and it is one of Jetla's specialties.
Urgot into Valkos top.
Tilted.
That doesn't
Is
sound
that
like a fun lane to me.
That does have fun, yeah, you're right. But if you get going, Tilt hovering teamer every game. I don't know if that has some significance or just wants to troll. Camille does well into Velcos. If
Nautilus
you can
mid-
get on
Come on, do it. Nautilus mid lane. Make my day, please. That's all I want to see is Nautilus mid lane. Come on, dude. Don't you see the depth charge? Just like doom, 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 pow, one shot to Caitlyn. I thought that would be satisfying.
As you said, a lot better comp in my opinion coming out from GG this game. Nico is something that I've seen a lot of mid lanes play. I'm not quite sure why people prioritize it this high. But in South Africa, we've seen Dash play it. We've seen, we know Mr. Knott is very competent on it, even though he's not playing mid lane at the moment. That's something he'll probably pull out when he goes back to mid lane when Doug Z8 comes back for their team. So, there's a high priority on it, but I do not really know why, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm still not the biggest fan of GG's comp again here, to be absolutely honest. I think it's definitely better than the previous comp. At least they don't have like quadruple scaling again. But I just feel like Skarner
There's
once
no
again
beef.
Skarner's gonna once again be out jungled by the Olaf. Just in terms of the pick itself, I feel like Skarner's gonna be like below tempo on the Olaf. I think top lane, there is the chance that Camille can totally get like poked out of lane by the Valkars, but also if the Camille gets on the Valkars, I feel like I'm
it's just
very
gonna be
worried
better. Not gonna
for
feel.
Meowington's Deluxe. I think the mid lane, like Karma just neutralizes the mid lane. I don't think that's really gonna amount to too much. So there's a lot of like, and then like bot lane you've got Ashe and Nautilus into Nami and Caitlyn, and I think the Ashe Nautilus is a very scary lane, especially if the Nautilus does manage to get a hold of one of those sort of squishier champions in the lane. But there's so much like Skarner has to do so much this game, in my
Definitely,
opinion.
100%.
But it's hard because it's kind of like a sieging comp that's coming through from GG. It doesn't really have like this true identity. It's like a poke comp, and then we use the Skarner to kind of catch someone out quickly, potentially pull them in and nuke them down. That's the only way I see this comp working out. Like they have to siege, they have to be in a position to siege. But man, dude, it's hard to siege if you're behind. And once
Yeah.
again, Royalty have drafted quite a strong early game comp. I think the lanes might just get potentially bullied, but it all depends on, like, for me, the Karma pick can roam around the map. Like, I don't see how Karma's going to struggle into Nico. I think she's going to be able to hard shove the wave and roam.
Yeah,
And like
and
Karma
that's
with
probably
the
just what
Olaf
all they're gonna do.
early is scary.
No, definitely, and it's all gonna come down to execution. I do think GG's comp's a lot easier to run this time than the previous game. But what I don't like is there's no real way to get in. Like even with royalty, okay, cool. You have Camille, you can pick off one person, right? But you have the Ash arrow to engage and things like that. Like on GG, you have Skarner who has to probably flash to impale someone. You have Nami tidal wave, but unless Nico gets a big flank to hit that pop blossom, like how are you getting into this comp, right? So you're probably gonna wait for royalty to run at you as GG, and then use the Nico to kind of like damage all of their front line, or try and get to the Ash and the Karma in the back line, and then one shot them.
I
But
actually
yeah.
think that's exactly like I think we're both being a little bit off here. I actually think GG's comp I think GG's comp's actually quite smart in essence because GG's comp kind of wants you to run into it. 100% Nika can self-peel for herself. You've got the tidal wave to kind of stop the hard engages. You've got Skarner to grab like high-value targets. You've got a Vel'Koz that's like, please run into me. And you've got a Caitlyn with traps as well that's like, please run into me. So I do feel like GG actually do have a chance here. I didn't
100%,
actually think of it
100%.
that way until you started saying it that way. And I'm like, I actually do think GG do have a chance, but I don't know, man. Like, it's like after that first game, like, are they gonna have the mental to come in and like step up again? But we said the same thing about the Evo game. You know, like they
Yeah,
came out
they
with the
did.
first game, they looked really shaky. They didn't look all there, and then they pulled through. Like, like
Yeah.
Evo made mistakes. They capitalized on the mistakes, and I think it's possible for them to do it here again.
100%. And they have some like veterans in the team. They have Gallia OnlyFans and they have Mowington's Deluxe. Both are veterans of the team. So I'm pretty sure they'll just get their team to calm down, say, listen guys, just reset your mind, don't like get too ahead of yourself or stuff like that. So maybe they don't get affected that much by the fact that there is some, that they just lost game 1.
Cool. Okay, I'm
Okay.
gonna count us down. So in 3, 2, 1, and go.
Perfect. Okay. So is this going to be the Royalty 2-0, or is GG going to tie it up like they did with Evo and make it a 1-1? Put your predictions in chat, guys. You will get some recognition, not from us, but from someone that you got the right call. So we do see a little. Are they going to stack this, or are they going to try late invade on the blue buff? I like those graphics. I've never seen them before. They look very nice.
The graphics?
The graphics on stream.
I see.
Yeah. Okay, so they're just stacking here. I decided to back out. Probably they were thinking they will probably come and invade. Didn't end up being an invade, so they're just gonna reset on it. And Wolfova were actually starting with sweeper, not opting to start with a ward, dropping the ward backing and then getting a sweeper, so you will know that there's no wards in his bot side jungle. So probably feeling a little bit safe there.
Potentially. Yeah. I mean, both junglers again, just matching each other in terms. I mean, luckily matching each other. They don't really have any evidence of knowing who's starting where, but I think they're just gonna take it.
It's kind of cheeky what Royalty's doing here. Look at this bot lane. They're not pulling for Garth, so faking the fact that he might have started red. But look at that ward. If they walk greedily, they're just gonna take a volley to the face here. And they will see the Skarner level 2 gang coming since they did place that ward.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good and a bad thing because
Yeah.
Skarner does obviously see them as well early, so they don't even get to waste some of his time. So for Skarner, that's also not such a bad thing.
Yeah, definitely.
But he does lose a bit of tempo, and he will end up one camp behind for that.
Yep. Okay, and then we see Garth doing a normal clear, skipping his wolves, going to his red buff, and probably going to do Krugs then. Okay. Nothing really happening right now. Oh, a hook and bot lane.
Immediately cleansing.
Yeah, he does not want to play around here. With this, we do see an exhaust for Serenity, which is kind of nice into like a Camille Olaf. It's not bad at all, just having that reduction on damage.
Yeah.
Try and see if I see anything weird ruins wise. Spellbook coming out for Alpaca. Oh, another hook landing.
A lot of damage going into Serenity. Early flash has to come out. Ignite coming through from Cortosaurus.
Yeah, and this is just that aggression in the bot lane. Like, it's kind of crazy. And they're not going to stop. I think they're literally just going to throw it out on when it's off cooldown.
Yeah, and I mean, that's already a flat. Oh, that's already 2 summoner spells they've gotten for two dredge lines sitting.
Yeah.
So the lane not looking great for GG, but definitely looking better than the previous game.
Yeah, at least Strider X is farming. So, oh, and another one. It's holy. Good bubble there for
Really good
Serenity.
bubble coming through. I think that saved Strider's life a little bit.
Probably.
flash
Or
up.
the lane at least. Garth and them just walking straight into mid.
Going straight across for the scuttle crab. Even popping
Yeah.
the hits.
Skarner is there.
Karma in the river. Nico is following, but as is Karma, so we might end up with a 2v2. I don't think it's gonna happen.
But Royalty's bot lane does have prior, so they'll be able to walk first. I'm guessing GG is just gonna let it go, and they do. They're like, cool, we can't fight this because our bot lane can't move. Van and Tonsors are faking that they're walking there.
They just
I
push
was
camp.
probably hoping, for a face check here.
That Fnatic brush though.
The Fnatic Death Brush.
Oh, and this does not look good. Flash comes through. Serenity, no flash available. Does have exhaust, but not gonna use it. First blood going over to
Oh,
Royal.
it goes to tilt. That's good. That's not too bad for the side of GG, seeing as it didn't go to Van or to Agarth, Ryan Melissa. Not bad at all.
But I mean, now the Caitlyn's forced to use her flash, and I feel like these repeat ganks are just gonna keep. They don't even need ganks. I mean, Nautilus just needs to land a hook on Caitlyn, and I think she's in a lot of trouble. But it does reset the lane, and it does allow them to reset the lane, which I think is a really bad thing for GG. Because I mean, they'd be much more comfortable sitting under their tower than being forced to sort of walk out of no man's land where they can get hooked by a dredge line.
Okay, so Vans are opting to go straight Berserker Greaves. Interesting. I don't know.
He's probably just looking to get tempo in the lane and just keep hard shoving the lane out as much as he can. You'll probably find he was just sitting at an odd gold amount.
I mean, if you're sitting at like 1-1, you can just go pickaxe, no?
I mean, that is if he's opting to go.
I mean, you probably go like in this matchup. You could probably just go Manamune, no? They don't really have any beef.
I mean, you can, but I think being able to sort of move around as well on the
just to
Ashe,
dodge it to be able to walk up.
Yeah.
Okay, we just see the hawk shot coming out. Just gonna scout, sees the Nico there.
I mean, Royalty can just play this like pretty safe. I mean, they do have flash available. They can just look to go in the bot lane straight onto the Caitlyn when they get the chance, or rather straight onto the Nami. But they are just gonna look to get the freeze off, and that's gonna really hurt GG at the moment, because if they do manage to get the freeze off and they can stand in front of the CS, they can actually start to rather, instead of like, they can deny them the CS and deny them from getting an XP range at this point, especially because they don't have the summoners up on the Caitlyn and the Nami.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, this is just going to grow as CS lead and make this lane very hard to play for Strider and Serenity. So they're going to need to get a jungling moron down here to come and reset this wave to help them with it, to shove it out and reset it.
But it must be said, Strider looking much better on the Caitlyn this game than he did.
Way more comfortable. Yeah, way more comfortable.
Oh. So even though all the pressure that he has been taking, he is only 6 years behind right now. I mean, that's a huge wave that Ashe is going to get, but they should be able to push this wave in themselves now, because Ashe has been left alone in the bot side.
Yeah.
Not that they know that, but I mean, they have some vision down, but yeah, Strider even pushing Van all the way to the turret now.
Yeah. And Strider looking way more comfortable on it, but we did mention this. Strider is a very good...
Right in the river, Source gets caught out, or does Wolfafawu get caught out? This is the question.
Here comes Garth.
Prism does land.
Oh, to Crystal.
Van gonna take the pop plant over. Skarner forced to flash away, he's running for his life. Does get the smite off, but the dredge line lands again. Undertow comes through. Garth and Miller picking up the kill. No,
Miller, or what I like to call him, the Ruby Crystal Connoisseur, seeing as he's got 3 Ruby Crystals in his inventory right now. Don't worry, people. All of that builds into something eventually. Just a nice build. Yeah.
I would have liked to have seen him buy some boots. But, you know. Ooh, Jetlust going aggressive onto Meowth.
He does have ult.
Does use the Hextech ultimatum. Meowth Deluxe really not looking in a good spot. Flash coming through from Jetlust. I don't think it was entirely needed, but gets the kill either way.
Yeah, 100%. And
Dredge line?
it was not up.
It was up.
Oh. I don't know.
I
Maybe it
think
was
they just
baiting for something. I
They
don't know.
just don't know where the jungler is, so they're opting to play a little bit safe.
Okay, maybe that's it because it really looked like he wanted to hook, and he's just like, what now? What now?
It's just pressuring, man.
Yeah, it's just posturing, just aggressive posturing.
Ooh, look for there's so many minions. I suppose they're close to tower.
Yeah, they're just gonna try and freeze this probably.
Every skill not thrown is a miss, dude. You know that.
That is 100% true.
So it's not like Zamalek here where you just be throwing them
Zamalek is
direct
the real
lines out
Chad.
all the time. Oh, what a BM in the jungle. You love to see it. God actually doesn't care about that chicken. Eh? He's like, you know, you can have it.
Yeah, Alpaca, you can take the 8 gold. I don't care.
I'll take that once more.
There's some typing in chat. We're not gonna read it out, but it is funny. Just some little banter between the two junglers. Yeah,
It's such a cool Olaf skin, man.
it is. So Ocean Drake is coming
Okay,
up
now
soon.
the
Ooh,
top lane. Pop Blossom does come out. Wolf of Awoo's also, yeah, they're seeing if they can get into Jet Lust. It's a lot of damage coming through. The stun does come through, and Pale is up, and I think
Should
Jet
be
Lust
good.
is a little bit dead here.
He's
He
just
just keeps walking into the turret. He's like, you know what?
like,
fine.
I accept my death. I accept my
Punch
death.
the Fire comes out onto Strider. He's forced to flash away. Here comes Nautilus. The dredge line doesn't connect.
That's very good for the side of royalty. If you can get that every time the cleanse is up, just throw out an enchanted crystal arrow and he's gonna cleanse it every time. That's very good for them. But GG, good read here, taking the after successfully ganking Jet Lust, taking the Rift Herald.
And actually looks like they're opting to completely lane swap now and rather send the Valkars into the Karma.
Yeah, and that's not like a bad call at all. I just feel like Valkons has a very bad time dealing with stuff that can jump on him that has multiple gap closes like Camille does. Dragon is up now. It is an Ocean Dragon, so we'll see what royalty opts to do for it. Garth is already down here, but so is Jungling Moron.
Yeah.
Stunned.
Ooh, Alpaca. He's trying to trade it out. Here comes the dredge line
Ooh,
onto
dredge
the Valkars. Valkars gets taken very low. Ignite is down. Tilt's just gonna beat him to death. You know, Skarner battling it out here, trying to get onto Alpaca, but
Oh,
he's
there's a
still
fight
not
from the other
good.
side as well.
Garth did get the dragon in the meantime.
Yeah, and it's just
That's
like,
an objective going over to Garth's Ryan Miller again.
yeah, and it's just like the Skarner couldn't really even get to the dragon because there was just a fighting going on in the jungle. So yeah, that again is the pressure that Garth can just create. But and like when you have Prior in lanes, because they had Prior in bot, they had Prior in mid, they could walk first. Excuse me, and they just, you know, take the dragon for free basically, and they get a kill on the top lane and now mid lane for free.
Yeah. But it's starting to look a little bit rough for GG again already with this quite a big CS lead, I guess, for Jet Lust. He's got 20 CS up. Yes, he has died, but I mean, the Valkars has also died twice. I know they're not laning against each other anymore, but
Yeah, still
it's looking scary. And this Caitlyn's not really able, like I said, if Caitlyn doesn't really get a good start, she's not exactly the best mid-game AD carry.
Yeah.
So, like, how she starts off the game is really, really important. And I think this Ashe is getting very, very big, very, very fast.
Yeah. Little poke coming out there onto Gothram Miller from Meowington's Deluxe. These players with their names, very much annoying. But yeah, it's like we said in the pregame, or like you mentioned, it's like Karma's just gonna shove in the wave and look to roam. Ooh,
They are looking to use
okay.
the integration ray on the Karma. She's gonna walk away. Gothram Miller is just gonna use the ulti.
Here comes the hook. Ooh,
Doesn't land.
Zamalek would have hit those, I'm just saying.
Dude. Zamalek's old news, dude. We're gonna have to focus on the new.
Oh, that's
Oh, so many pings coming through from
yeah.
both teams.
There's
You know, the
three
flash
members
goes through, they get onto
both teams.
Godfire Miller. He flashes onto Meowington's Deluxe, looking for the undertow, doesn't land it. Meowington's Deluxe does end up falling, and I don't know if this Skarner can actually win this fight.
There's a
He's on
fight
the
to bot lane
top
as well.
Serenity picks up one kill. Tiltosaur is forced to use his stopwatch. They're gonna try to turn it around, but they don't
Yeah.
get the kill. And that's a shutdown going over to Galio only fans.
Yeah, that's 2 kills for them in the bot lane because they picked up Jetlas and Tiltosaurus
Yeah.
in the bot lane.
I was just about to say, I really want to see this Nico sort of moving around the map and trying to use like not her advantage, but like use her sort of
Pop
team
blossom.
fighting ultimates and pop blossom, yeah, to do
Yeah.
something.
No, 100%. Especially because your E can hit multiple people, and it can cause a lot of havoc, and I'm guessing that's why Gallia OnlyFans likes. Oh, I hate all of these people and their names, but that's why they opted for it, because it does give you that team fight prowess.
Yeah, and I think it's really important to put a little bit more pressure on the spot lane because, I mean, Strider did manage to get a couple turret plates there, so he's only like 200 gold behind Vans now, or 300 gold behind Vans now. And at one point he was, I think, about 700 gold behind, so it's a nice change up, especially with those 2 assists coming through as well. And I think the bot lane from GG really did need a little bit of attention, and I know we said in the pre-game that that's where I feel like they really do need to try and focus, is just giving this bot lane a little bit of a chance.
100%. And because of that Rift Herald, GG was able to pick up first break here, and they're already looking a lot better than they did in game 1.
Yeah, they definitely are. I mean, apart from the top, the Valkor is struggling as much as he is at the moment. But I still don't see how the team fights are supposed to go. Like, the Valkor for me is kind of like the kicker here, where I feel like he needs to be strong enough to sort of deal. Ooh, Strider looking for a little bit of aggressive play onto Vans. I think that the Valkor definitely needs to get like to a point where he can sort of just stand back and like disintegrate whatever's in front of him.
Yeah, and not be interrupted.
Run at you, yeah, and I think he's gonna really struggle being this far behind at the moment.
Someone's coming in. He's gonna hook.
And the hook onto Serenity, and Chanticleer does give him a good flash.
Root coming in mid lane.
Flash coming through onto Gallia OnlyFans. He's just gonna get destroyed by the second part of the
bad.
suppression.
Wait, Salt is dead.
Saurus, he's gonna die. I like this trading sort of game plan. This is just before Dragon. Dragon spawns in 16 seconds, but some key ultimates are down. Godman gonna run straight on to Meowington's Deluxe. Malkos doesn't have a chance, does turn around now with the disintegration ray, but Van is gonna walk out.
Van is in a weird position.
Van running for his life right now. Karma is gonna get the shield up onto him, but Van's just gonna kite back and
Karma thing.
Woo, now he's gonna go down in Serenity. I don't think this little fish is gonna survive for much longer. That's gonna be double kill going over to Garth, Ryan Miller, and
that should be Dragon as well. And you know that fight was very strange. Mounting the Deluxe actually getting off a nice ult, but then Van just walks out of nowhere from bot lane and kills him. It's kind of strange, you know.
I feel like he possibly could have kited into the tri-bush rather than kiting down that way, but I think in that sort of panicked situation he was just looking for a way out, or looking for a way to like create some distance so that he could just use his ulti.
Yeah, 100%.
There's still a lot of damage coming out of this Vel'Koz, even though he is 0-4.
Yeah.
And I do think if GG can kind of stop the bleeding a little bit and just find some way to sort of get on the key targets a little bit faster and just kind of deal with this Olaf who's just running at them and just like melting them, I think they have a much better chance. But it just feels like they never sort of grouped to deal with the Olaf before the fight actually starts, or before Olaf manages to already get someone down to like 300 HP.
Yeah, 100%. And they did expend the exhaust there, and you could see it really made a difference. Otherwise, that would have been just a dead Vel'Koz, but you know. They did manage to, Royalty did manage to get them in the end. Ooh, good.
It does come through, but Gallia OnlyFans looking for the Pop Blossom, doesn't actually get it, might actually die for that. Meanwhile, Serenity just walking straight into the Olaf. Olaf's just gonna dumpster him, and that's gonna be a little bit of sushi.
Can he get out? Oh, yeah, he can.
Gallia OnlyFans is gonna get knocked up by the Nautilus, and Tilt is just auto-attacking him to death. He's trying to get the trade onto Van, but Van's just gonna kite him out. Meanwhile, Garth Miller picking up a second kill, and he's gonna go unstoppable.
Yeah, this isn't looking great for the side of GG, but it's not over yet, like by any means or any stretch of the imagination. So this Gallia, this Nico's doing a lot of damage. What?
Huh? The what?
Sorry?
I said Jetla's busy working on the second turret in the bot lane.
Yeah. He wasn't even in that fight.
He wasn't even in that fight at all. I think Yeah, dude, I don't know, man. I feel like GG, like I said, I feel like GG have the right tools and they could potentially do this, but like the laning phase went so bad for them. Meanwhile, Galio OnlyFans gonna catch up Vans. The Pop Blossom is up again. That
Yeah, that
cooldown
thing's
is incredibly short, man.
It's on a 58-second cooldown.
Okay.
Oh, Jet Plus is getting caught out.
Gonna see if we can just quickly get away.
And I mean, now they're creating picks, and this is the way they probably should do it, just so that they can get in the game. Ooh, Alpaca just running down this poor Valkos.
Sorry, man.
He's going to be able to get him.
We'll get Valkos in the end.
Yeah.
That's the killing spree going over to Alpaca. And they're really going for this, like, protect the Ashe comp. Looking at the Karma, picking up Athene's Unholy Grail and Ardent Sensor. And I think that's...
Is
really
it for the Ashe, or is it for the Olaf?
Man,
That's
I
the
don't even know right now, but either
The
one
Olaf is
I don't think they
5-0.
want to play with. And like if you're Skarner, who do you want to ulti this game? Like you can't ulti the Olaf. He's just gonna like you're gonna ulti his teammates and he's just gonna run you down and just keep beating you. Ashe, you know, she can just enchanted crystal arrow you, so you're gonna have to expend your flash to get on her. Yeah, there's just so much. Like Camille, I don't think you really want to walk near a Skarner at the moment because she's also like getting quite far ahead.
Yeah.
So I mean, there is setup. Look, there is setup. Like if you impale the Camille, your Valkos can just hit all of his spells, and I don't think Jet will stay alive for that long. And I think that could potentially be a good play from them because I feel like Camille has way more impactful teleports if she is gonna get them off. So forcing her to sort of be a little bit behind instead of just becoming this massive split pushing threat that she is becoming at the moment.
Yes.
Like where do you answer this as GG at the moment?
With what? You're going to need multiple members to answer the Camille right now, and it's not going to be fun. And Royalty's just going to split in a 1-3-1, having Karma and Camille inside lane. So this is not looking very great for GG, but they do have a lot of team fighting tools. It's just about pulling the trigger on someone right now. Skarner does have flash up, he does have impale up, so if Woof Woof see someone out of position, you can expect like a flash and
Let's get caught on a little bit by Alpaca. They are looking to try and get the dredge down, and Tilt does use the flash. Tilt's just gonna get destroyed. But that was a lot of ultis being expended by GG, and they don't have the impale up now, and they don't have the Valkos ulti. And Dragon is about to spawn in 12 seconds. Oh, there's a pause.
Yeah, ooh, pause. You can pee after. Tons mouse, mid mouse DC. Okay, same. There's just a lot of memes going on here in the chat right now.
Chats, sure.
I'm sure it's all in good fun.
Yo, what was that? Was that you?
What?
Oh no, sorry. There's a noise in my apartment. It scared my life out of me. Awesome. But I do think, look, I do think this next dragon is obviously critical. This is the fight for soul. GG looking a bit lost in sorts. They have expended 2 of their ultis, but at the same time, Royalty have also expended 2 of their ultis. Well, technically 3 if Karma's ulti is on cooldown. But I mean, Karma's ulti doesn't really have an ulti. Do you know what I mean? It's just kind of an empowered skill. So I do think that they need to be a bit worried here, but I also wouldn't put it past Royalty, even if the fight does go south, just sacrificing Garth, Ryan Miller. I mean, with the 2-level advantage right now, like, GG need to pull the rabbit out of a hat, or rather the hat out of a rabbit, or something like that, in order to get this dragon in their favor. And a Smite Steal might be the best option at the moment, but the thing is, with where Royalty are right now, if Woof Woofaru just dies, then GG, I mean, Royalty are just going to do the Baron.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, so we do see them posturing pretty aggressively. I do have a pause, little pause there. Always happens. So, a lot of aggressive.
Oh, it's split up, and I don't think this is the best option right now. We just see Garthran trying to get onto Serenity. The fights are very sure that Olaf is just speeding around. He's actually destroying the Skarner right now. That is a lot of damage that was done just with the Olaf on the Skarner. Meanwhile, we are seeing a lot of damage going down onto Vanza until the Source Flash comes through. They're going to see if they can get onto Vanza. They're actually going to go down.
They get that.
And they are going to get
Battles.
killed as well. There is a TP coming down in the bot side from Jetlust, and they are going to potentially see if they can turn this fight around. Here comes Jetlust, going to get in. The Pop Blossom is popped. Jet get absolutely eviscerated. And this fight's all GG right now.
Yeah,
This is
100%.
exactly what they needed. Goth looking
Arthur's got to go for the steal here.
is going for the steal. I expect him to just peel off and just deal with him. He doesn't have Ragnarok, forced to flash away. And they are stalling out really well, and the heals are coming through from the comma, and they're quite big, but I think Wolfapalooza is going to be able to secure this dragon.
Garthran Miller wanted to get Dungling Moron back there for stealing his dragon the previous game, but does not manage to do it. And very well done from GG there. Like real. Ooh, okay.
They're looking to see if they can get onto Millington. So like he's going to get destroyed. Garth is dominating. We hit a pause. Meanwhile, he's going to carry on running through. The shield does come through. That's a double kill.
He's just gonna,
This is just going to be
triple.
over.
Holy.
This train's got no brakes.
Damn, and that should be Baron. They're just gonna walk to it. It's already been pinged. They're already walking there. That is just absolutely crazy. And just as I gave GG credit, they realized. Ooh, wait, Gully OnlyFans going on Alpaca.
Is he going to be able to get him? This is
Double
looking
slow. Ooh, that misses the snare there. But
they are starting the Baron.
yeah, so GG realized that Royalty was split up, and they decided just to go on Vanzo, use everything there, and kill him. And that was a very good call. Unfortunately, just after that, Garthran Miller is super strong right now. And with that enchanted crystal arrow hitting, he just ran everyone down with this little Karma shield. I told you earlier. Is that ardent?
It's
What?
definitely for the Olaf, man.
Yes.
I'm surprised Alpaca's not just like building Knight's Vow and like Shirelias and just running with this Olaf, because that Olaf is scary. Like really, really scary. Or even Zeke's Convergence. Goodness me. Olaf will just run your whole team down at this rate. And now that he's got, I don't know if he had Spirit Visage in the previous fight, but now that he does have Spirit Visage, and maybe that was why he was healing so much. But dude, those heals were insane. I watched Garthran Miller.
I think it's a triumph. I don't think he had.
No, it's from the Karma Shields with Holy Grail. Ooh. Alpaca just walking in.
Oh, Van is dead though.
Pop Blossom does come through. Vance is gonna go down.
This
Ace
is a
the whole
lonely Garthran Miller right now.
He doesn't have his Karma this time.
Yeah, very lonely. Well, he sees his Karma and he's
going
going
after he's going in.
the wrong one.
Oh, doesn't manage to get hold of her yet, but he's getting taken on very low, and he hasn't died yet. But the dredge line comes through just in time to save him, and I think Tilt's gonna take the noble sacrifice and die.
Look at Jet.
Oh,
Jet's split the ship bot lane.
Meanwhile, Jet is pushing into the bot lane. Does manage to get a turret as well, but I think that's well played by GG. I think they definitely like I said in the previous game, you know, like game 1 against Evo, now game 2 against, game 2 against Evo, now game 2 against Royalty. They're just capitalizing on the mistakes made by these AD carry players.
100%, and this is twice now where Van is getting called out, being out of position, and Galley OnlyFans taking advantage of it. So they are seeing signs of life. They just need someone to deal with Jetlus in the side lane. Because right now he's just gonna keep on pushing. And Royalty's gonna like just extend these fights.
And I mean, it's really scary being GG now because Valkos can't even hide behind the turrets.
Yeah,
So now
he'll
Camille
just get
has
dived.
full range to just go on him. So I'm like, that inhibitor is like so coin flippy now, because if Camille goes down there, like who do you send to answer? Do you send anyone to answer, or does the Valkos just defend the Nexus turrets?
100%. I have no idea. Yeah, because I don't know what they're gonna do to deal with it. They're gonna need multiple members to kill it. I don't even think Nico, who is pretty strong right now, can deal with a Camille, even though her Pop Blossom kind of nullifies the Hextech ultimatum. I just think he's sitting on Triforce. He has Tiamat. He's going to get Death's Dawn soon. So yeah, he's just gonna be a big problem. Well, not Death's Dawn, sorry. He's gonna get Titanic soon.
And I mean, all Royalty really needs to do for the rest of this game now is let Camille split and just use her pressure.
Yeah.
And just basically try and find a way to just get a hold of the soul. I don't think Mountain Soul is like the be-all and end-all of the game, but I definitely think it's going to help massively when dealing with sort of like the damage coming through from the Volcos and the Pop Blossom. If you can eat a little bit of that damage and survive a bit longer, and that Karma can start shielding, she's going to start healing
Oh.
everyone.
Okay, so what is the plan here? How are they gonna walk? They need to walk as 5 and not get caught off. So they send out Mario or Wufufahu to scout it out. He is a little bit out of position, yeah, and can get punished for it.
They are trying to get onto him. Meanwhile, they
Ooh.
do Jetlust coming in. Jetlust does actually get hit. They do use their
Big
kick
Pop
off
Blossom.
base, but huge Pop Blossom comes through, and they are going to get onto Jetlust. He's going to go down. Here comes Garth Ryan Miller. He's just trying to run the team down.
Oh
He's
my
taking
god,
down
the
incredibly
shield,
well.
man.
Shield saves him at the last minute. And Caitlyn forced to use her cleanse to try and get away, but Garth just going to get healed up. Ace in the hole does come through. Doesn't obviously connect to the Olaf, and this should be Rift Herald going over. I mean, Drake going
Drake
over,
going over.
because there is no smites.
Yeah, and that is Mount Sword for the side of Royalty. I don't like you said, I don't think it is.
Are they going to be
Like-
away from this? Royalty looking for the flank. Are they going to hunt them down?
Are they aware of them being there?
I don't think so. I think they. I mean, Garth's looking.
Yeah, it looks like Garth had
No, they're
the
all back.
idea that he was there.
Phew. Man, like, I feel like GG have the right approach, but it just feels like it's a
Yeah.
little too late right now. I mean, I even think, like, potentially Royalty made a mistake there. I think they should have left Jet in the top lane.
Yes.
Because there's no reason to walk him down, because walking him down means that the Nico can walk down. And that wasn't exactly something that was necessarily. I think they could have just hovered around the dragon and let Jet get pressure and use that TP. I mean, we haven't actually seen Royalty using their TPs incredibly well this game. I don't think it's been entirely necessary for them. Ooh. Nellington's still
Garth is so aggressive right
Wait.
now. Ooh,
into
arrow misses.
Arrow doesn't land. Yeah, the knockup comes through onto Garth. The dredge line does land onto the Skarner. Tidal wave comes through. I really feel like I'm a couple seconds
Ooh.
behind for some reason. Flash goes through. They do manage to get the suppression onto the Nautilus, but Nautilus doesn't even
Here comes
die.
Camille.
The whole laser. Here comes the Camille. Camille's looking for the Hexamith ultimatum. Does get onto Meowington's Deluxe. Meowington's Deluxe does manage to
Oh, they get him.
They manage to get Tiltosaurus, but they don't manage to get Tiltosaurus. Tiltosaurus manages to get player. Galio OnlyFans does end up dying.
That's a 2-for-1 in favor of GG, so very well played there from them. It was a very scrappy and strange fight. It felt like, what?
I said it really was. I got it.
Yeah. What's your timing game? I'm on 11, 12, 13, 14.
You're
15.
1 second ahead of me. Pause for
Okay,
one.
let me pause it. Yeah.
Okay, wait. I'll pause on 30:20, which is the worst time to pause because someone.
Wait, no. Just keep going. Just keep going. I'll pause.
Where are you gonna pause at? 'Cause I can't cast right now because I'm behind. I just see
Okay,
this
I'm
card
pausing
being
at
picked up
30:30.
very low.
I'm pausing at 30:30.
Okay, cool. 30:30. Alrighty. I will count it in 3, 2, 1. Kyle's not there to pause.
Yeah, I just saw that. Yeah.
Nice. Well, Royalty are starting up the Baron. I'm
What are
gonna
you
go
up to ahead of all of us?
Yeah, you're ahead of me. Okay, cool. 455 or something like that. Okay, cool. I think Royalty just get this Baron. They're
Yeah.
starting it up.
I paused at 57.
I'm not even there yet. That's how far behind I
I
am.
just fast forwarded.
That would have been a smart thing to do.
Yes.
cool. So
Yep.
in 3, 2, 1, and go. Okay, cool. So Royalty on the Baron. This should be quite an easy Baron for them. They did manage to kill the
Yeah.
Swan again.
Not even going to contest it on the side of GG, and I just think, yeah, this Olaf's not going to die. 200 CS, 10 for 7, 4 items. I mean, he's just looking so strong, and with this Karma just shielding him the whole time, yeah, it's just, this game is very tough. But there are a lot of good things. We saw that previous fight. Like, okay, Skarner got picked off afterwards, but they did manage to trade 2-for-1 in that previous fight. So there are signs of life for for the side of GG here. It's just about getting that right fight where they can actually turn it into something else.
And they're looking
Like
to see if they
turning
can
it
collapse
Baron or a Dragon.
onto Galio only fans right now. Tiltosaurus is going to spot out the Nico, but opts not to throw the dredge line. I'd really like to see Skana potentially have picked up a Bramble Vest instead of going Executioners. I don't think Executioners really benefits him that much. I mean, if you want the healing reduction, you can just rather get the Bramble Vest and look to go Thornmail later. But Nico gonna see if she can get a little bit of damage off onto Tiltosaurus, but he doesn't really seem to mind.
Yeah, not really. Well, God just walking straight into
You
it.
know
He's
what,
walking into all these traps.
Jet just,
Daring this Caitlyn to come and auto attack him.
I mean, I don't think there's much GG can do right now. They need to
Yeah,
try
they
and
should
wait
just
up
give
the
it up.
fight. Because Jetlus just pushing into the base. Jetlus gonna get a free inhibitor right now.
Yeah, and like, what can they really do? Who do they send to stop Jetlust? He's not even going to push that hard. He's just going to let the minions do the dirty work.
And I mean, that's pretty much all Royalty need to do. Just protect your cannon minions and just wait it out.
Yeah. Royalty's very patient right now. They're not forcing the issue really hard. They're not trying to make any mistakes that can actually turn this back into GG's favor. They're just taking their time.
And I mean, as long as they keep it this sort of 1-3-1 split, I don't see what GG can really do. GG need to pull the trigger and they need to do it fast because they're bleeding objectives everywhere on the map right now.
Yeah, and now Jetlux is walking mid with the Karma, getting mid as well. So basically right now, GG is just looking at Royalty, taking everything. It's like they can't make a decision. They just need to go on anyone.
I just don't see how they defend the base. Like, they need to pull the trigger in the next couple seconds, or I think it's going to be GG.
Oh, here goes the fight.
Yeah, look, you see, they do get the suppression onto Tiltosaurus. It doesn't really do much. Nico lands a great ulti. The pop blossom is going to come out. Nico dies before it manages to go off, though. And this is just Royalty just doing so much damage right now. Jetlust is dead, but doesn't really matter.
Look at this.
Running
Olaf, man.
the base. Olaf is enormous.
Disgusting.
Yeah, Karma picks up the double kill in the meantime, but I don't think there's much GG can do about this. Ash is alive, and that's going to be the second game going over Royalty with the 2-0 of GG, and it must be said, really well played. And our boy from the previous interview really playing well in both of these games. Garth Miller stepping up to the plate and just crushing
and
both games.
you know, he hit the right coin flip today. You know, he said that beforehand. Him and Mario, they're going to coin flip, and whoever wins the coin flip, wins the game. So they ended up, or Royalty ends up winning 2-0. They remain undefeated in Group B, the only team doing so. But GG, there were a lot of good things in that game. I didn't feel like it was necessarily super one-sided. They like got a lot of picks and stuff like that. The problem just was they couldn't capitalize on getting these picks. Nothing was up. They couldn't get dragons or barons from picking off members of Royalty, and it just made it very hard for the side of GG to actually get anything more than just a random kill in a side lane.
I definitely think I agree with you there, but I also think GG definitely need to take a step back and potentially look to, like, get their management and everything to sort of look at the drafts just a bit more. Just because looking at the way everything went in these games, I don't know if I totally agree with running Skana into Olaf twice in a row, especially if you aren't going to ban the Olaf and then you're going to
Yeah.
pick Skana a second time round. I don't know. Let's just ask our man of
Okay.
the hour, Garth Miller, since he is already here. Garth, what are your thoughts on getting given Olaf twice in a row against Skana?
Honestly, I don't want to play Olaf anyway, so like kind of disappointed. But yeah, it turned out to be alright.
They turned out to be alright. Was it nice having that Karma shield and you just running people down the whole time?
I mean, it looks like I did well, but it's like when your team builds around you, it's like, like if you're gonna win the game, you're gonna be the one doing well. So
Kind of felt like Olaf had Yumi on in that game. Not gonna lie.
Targa's here as well, people. For those of you who don't know, Targa's here. Now, walk me through like the decision to actually flex the Karma to the mid lane. Was that something you were going to do from the start, or is that something that just happened naturally in draft, saying, "Oh well, Karma can actually go mid here," and then Olaf would just be a big problem?
Yeah, we originally were gonna have Karma bot, but whenever you pick Karma and you haven't picked your mid laner yet, it's always a flex. I mean, even sometimes top lane, but it's not obviously not in this scenario.
Yeah. And they target like, okay, you
Mm-hmm.
guys like take to a loss, but there were a lot of like signs of life for you guys. You managed to pick
Yeah.
off Jet a couple of times in side lanes. You managed to win some fights here and there, but it just felt like you guys couldn't like capture or get anything on the map after that. Like the dragons weren't really up, barons weren't really up. You couldn't really get towers. So how was the game? How did you find it?
Both games or both
Yeah,
games?
yeah, both games.
Yeah.
Well, the series,
First game I was like it was kind of bad because on this Smurf account of mine, like I don't have all the champions. I was like, they were like, oh, pick this. Nope, I don't have it. Pick this jungler. No, I don't have it. Then I was like, I just like locked in Camille last second. And then second game, I had enough blue essence for Valkyrs, but I forgot Jet plays Camille, which was
yeah, that's
really,
kind of
really good
yikes.
corner pick. Yeah,
Mm.
totally
Yeah.
forgot about that.
And
And I
Garth,
didn't have any pressure from basically level 1.
yeah, and Garth, how does it feel to get outsmited at Dragon?
You know what? He can have his time to shine with these fucking smite steals. That shit irritates me so much. It genuinely makes me angry.
That feels bad. We all thought, and I think even the chat said, yeah, Garth's gonna be mad about that.
I'm doing Dragon. I see Skarner come, and the first thing that goes to my mind is this guy is gonna come. He's gonna flash combo it, and I'm gonna steal. I'm gonna lose it. What happened?
No, why is Vanza still being Legolas shooting ultis and then he got me and then God gets the triple kill? I'm like,
Oh, I don't know.
oh.
Van was like a drunk Robin Hood today, though. So
No, but you guys played well, and like your next big game, Garth, is running into Evo probably on Tuesday. We think we're gonna try and stream it. But you know how do you feel like after this game going into your next big challenge?
I don't know. I'm gonna give you the same generic answer I always give. Just treat it like another game that should be easy, and then hopefully it is easy, and then whatever.
Okay. And have you guys played all of your games? GG. No, you guys.
We have ATG either Monday or Tuesday, depending on load shedding.
Yeah, load shedding has messed up the schedule a little bit. How do you feel
True.
going into that game?
Yeah, confident. Probably we can learn what we did wrong in royalty and improve on that. Yeah.
100%. Alex, do you have any questions?
I lost for words tonight, guys. I don't really have much to ask you.
Okay, 100%. Yeah, well played, both of you. Garth, I think it's fair to say Garth getting player of the series. For me, what do you think?
Oh, did I get play of the series?
Yeah, I mean,
I think
you
that
were running over everyone.
I think that Karma should get
Support
player
of the series.
because he
Oh.
didn't get beaten by a shopkeeper and he built a ardent sensor like second just so that the Olaf just literally ran it down. Like you couldn't run it down that game, Garth. It was impossible. You had so much
I tried my hardest.
Okay, 100%. But well played, both of you. We look forward to seeing more games from you. Good luck against ATG Zero Targa.
Thank
We
you.
hope for the best and hope to see you more. And we are probably not 100% confirmed yet, but going to cast the Evo versus Royalty game on Tuesday. That's a Titan matchup again, like tonight, at 7 p.m. So tune in, come get your peppers out in chat. I don't know if that's a thing, but yeah. Good luck, and we'll see you then. I think that's it.
Cool. Good night.
Thank you, Jan van der Best.
run